Hi, this is Ava from Soul GPS. Welcome to my channel. Lately, I've been asked a very important question, and it's a common question. I keep getting asked this because there's a lot of people out there who are in relationships with narcissists, malignant, borderline, psychopaths, and so on, people on the cluster B spectrum, who are still holding on to the hope that this person can change, that they can heal. So the question remains, and I get it a lot in my comments, and that is, well, can this person heal? Is it worth for me to stay in this relationship and keep fighting? So I wanted to answer today in this quick video for you and just give you first the short answer and then elaborate a little bit. And so my short answer is no, a narcissist cannot heal if they are in the NPD, so narcissistic personality disorder category, or if they're in the ASPD category, which is antisocial personality disorder, or if they're on the malignant spectrum of borderline personality disorder. Now we're dealing with somebody who is full of vengeance, full of anger, full of envy. Envy is the emotion that motivates a lot of this behavior. We're dealing with a person who is pretty much made of manipulation strategies in their minds. Everything is a game and everything is about getting something from somebody in order to further their own agenda. There is no empathy there. There is this sense of being better than. There is this winning at any cost motivation present. So we're dealing with a person who can't reason, who is not connected to their heart, who is not connected with their intuition. This is somebody who is operating out of, you could call it the matrix, it's the narcissistic matrix. They don't see any benefit in letting go of their own stance for the benefit of another person at all. In fact, it is so threatening to them because they want to hold on to the image that they have created, which is false. And that is the image that of whatever they want to project at the moment so that they can get whatever they're after. They're so vested in it that the idea of losing it, the idea of becoming somebody else, means to them losing the game. And they can't lose, because then it would prove to them that they are not who they think they are, which is this amazing, greatest, thing that walks on earth. And if it's somatic, ostentatious, overt narcissist, then of course that person is going to really show you that, and they're going to operate from that place, that they're gonna want the world to see how amazing they are. If we're dealing with a covert person, covert narcissist, of course, it's going to be a different strategy, and it's going to be like, I am the best thing ever, but nobody sees my greatness. Help me, help me, help me, right? They're always seeking other people to help and reinforce that image they're grappling to hold on to, that is constantly slipping out of their grasp because it isn't true. So they're living in a lie, and they will fight to the death in order to maintain that state of affairs, because otherwise it's as if they don't exist. Because the real self has been buried so deep in shame and in, covered by all sorts of very heavy negative emotions that they don't have anything to do with. And so all of their identity is now vested in this whole new thing that keeps on morphing depending on what it is that's in front of them that they want to get. And if you're in a relationship with that person, are the means to an end. And you are being used like an object, somebody who is just there to serve them, to serve their will. And they will absolutely put on a show. They're amazing actors. They will feign empathy, which is what they usually do during love bombing stage. They can be very good at it. They will also mimic you. They will mirror you. So they know what you want, and they will act however you play it. They will act. So they give you that sense of being in the center of their world, and they will bring you in that dream. They will deliver that fantasy just so that they can have you hooked. And that can last from a few days to weeks, to a year or two, depending on how difficult you are to settle, how difficult you are to nail. And once they know that you are in their hands, that's it. Then they won't care as much. They will start showing you who they really are. And you know how that goes, because most likely you've gone through that stage if you're looking for answers. So it just doesn't make any sense. It's an ultimate, crazy making. I don't want to swear here, but you know where I'm going with this. So the short answer and the elaboration that I would just give you, very brief one, because we can go much deeper into the topic, is that no, they will not change. It would be way too much of an involved process, but I just don't see it happening. And if you try to take them to therapy, all they're going to do is they're going to learn about how to get better at their game. So one way or the other, you're not going to win. If you try to please them, it's never going to be enough. If you try to set boundaries, they're going to have a problem with that. So it's walking a tightrope here. And it's extremely demanding, it's absolutely exhausting, and it will drain you of everything. And then there's, of course, the whole somatic disease, illness domain that we could go into as to how that manifests in your body, how your systems will begin to shut down, your immunity will start to shut down, the cortisol levels will go up. I just posted a video actually on recovery supplements. There are certain things you can do to seal up the holes, so to speak, the bullet holes that you experience as a result of what they do to you. So, you know, I would ask yourself the question, because I think you're probably a person who's struggling with this right now, and it is a struggle, and I want to acknowledge it. It's not easy, but it is an issue of self-worth and self-esteem. You know, if you really want to invest your time, your years, your health, your dreams in order to quote-unquote save this person who can't be saved, because nobody can be saved unless they save themselves, then, you know, why? You know, why would you want to do this? Do you think that you don't deserve a great partner? Do you think that you deserve this kind of treatment? So these are some questions to be asking yourself, to work through with a therapist or to work through with a coach. So this is definitely a deep topic. Now, I want to add a little note here that there is a smidgen of possibility that a person who is on the cluster B disorder spectrum could change if they are not full-blown narcissist, malignant borderline, or somebody with antisocial personality disorder. It's somebody who maybe has some traits, and they have already shown you a display of wanting to change, and they're just having a really difficult time. But you do have an agreement in place, something akin to some form of a contract, let's say, you know, that you're working things through. They have really illustrated to you that they're taking this seriously. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to lose the kids. And you're seeing changes in their behavior. That's when I would say it is possible. Now, what can a narcissist do to change? What is the number one thing they need to do? Is they need to practice empathy until it becomes, well, maybe not so much in their nature, because what we empaths have, we're born with this. We feel things very deeply. They don't. They can't. That's why they want that from you. They want to suck it out of you. But if they can't do that, which they can't, they need to only develop this thing within themselves. If they can't get it from you, what they're going to do is they're going to try to destroy it and destroy you. Hence, you enter the battlefield and you fight till one leaves or gets destroyed, or you know the story. So if you have observed willingness in behavior, not in words, because if it's easy for them to say, yeah, sure, I'll do this. I will work on myself. No, that doesn't mean anything, because anyone can say anything. Maybe not you, because you're probably a person of integrity, and when you say something, you mean it. Not the narcissist. To them, words are just tools to get what they want. But again, if you observe that there is a degree of willingness that is significant enough so you can see an improvement, then there could be a possibility of them changing. Now, you're still looking at investing many years of your life in helping this person get better. So you got to ask yourself this question: is this something you want to do? Are they listening to you? That is the number one practical display of empathy, if you will, is listening. Are they able to put their agenda, their strategy, their point of view aside in order to be present for you and really listen to what you have to say? Do they see you? Do they hear you for who you are, not for who they want you to be? Because the typical narcissist is going to only see what they want to see, and they will try to change that gradually, step by step, by chipping away at who you are and turning you into the version that they want you to become. While at the same time, of course, throwing a whole bunch of sand in your gears and never being fully satisfied, because, you know, their idea of perfection changes like with the weather. So it's a no-win situation. So hopefully that answered your question. I would say largely the answer is no. Again, depending on whether they have crossed into that zone of full-blown NPD, or if we're just dealing with traits and a sincere display of behavior of wanting to change. So I hope that was helpful. One more quick note before I sign off is I just want to mention I still have a few spaces left for my Amsterdam workshop that's going to be on November 24th of this year. I'm super excited about it. We're going to look at these issues of worthiness and self-esteem, because those are the things that we need to heal within ourselves in order not to attract another one of those narcissists, right? And it's attraction, but then there's also the whole level of being targeted. So we need to also remember that a lot that happens in these relationships, how we get into them, is not our doing, is that it's being done to us, and we don't even know what happens, and before you know it, you're in a relationship that you didn't even want to be in the first place. So let's keep that in mind. So if you're interested in joining us in the workshop, it's going to be 10 of us, a small one. This one will be a smaller one. You're more than welcome. Again, November 24th. If you're interested, send me an email, soulgpshealing@gmail.com, putting Amsterdam workshop in the subject line, and I'll send you all the info about it. So again, I hope that this was a helpful video, help you maybe dispel some of those doubts. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to catching up with you next time. Thank you, and have a lovely rest of your day or evening. Bye-bye.